at work. Proclamation. Number 2 is by provision. 1 Kings 17 verse 4. Elijah was supernaturally sustained by the gift of faith. You know, in verse 1, he came to Ahab. As surely as the Lord God liveth, before whom I stand, there shall be no rain nor dew. Rain has never stopped since the world began. Oh. Hope you know what you are saying. It's the gift of faith. And when he walked out, the Spirit of God led him to a brook. He sat there by faith. And suddenly, a raven was bringing bread from wherever. If the whole nation is in drought, where are they baking bread? And the record holds that the raven is the stingiest bird. But the raven will bring bread in the morning and in the evening. And the guy was sustained. There was no panic. There was no record anywhere that Elijah was begging God, please don't forget me, Lord, I'm here. He was confident. He was audacious. He was in the place of rest. That's the gift of faith. I heard the story of a preacher. God gave him a word. I think he did something and there was no food, there was no money. But by the gift of faith, he declared in his family, he said, there is no day we will not have what to eat. And all of a sudden, the next day, an eatery company suddenly began to bring food, leftover food, to dump in front of his house. And the food is well packaged. And the food will come, they will carry, eat and drink water and live in succor for a long period of time until everything was reverted because faith was at work. How do you think Jesus fed 3,000 people? It was the gift of faith. There was provision. There was no panic. What do you have? They said, no, don't think about it. Even a year's wages can't sustain these people. What do you have? The moment they brought 5 loaves and 2 fish, this is more than enough. Take, give them, let them eat. Give who? From where? From who? And as they were giving, everybody had more than enough. He had assurance. How do you know that 5 loaves and 2 fish will go round? It's the gift of faith. It will supernaturally sustain you. The gift of faith also makes for preservation. Daniel 6:16. When Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, there was no, oh Lord, save me, oh Father. No. There was rest. They threw him into the den. He laid down and relaxed. You will not read that Daniel was praying, Father, please save your prophet. He knew the lion can't eat him. He just knew. So one of the ways gift of faith work is supernatural preservation. You are going through a circumstance where everybody is panicking. You are resting. They say, are you foolish? What's wrong with you? There is danger. Not for you. You know you are preserved. If they ask you how, you don't know how. It's the gift of faith. Now, why am I explaining this? So that when it starts happening, you will now know that you have it. And if you know you have it, you will now know how to switch on your antenna for that gift to work. The reason many people don't work in spiritual giftings is because they don't know they have it. Several times, all your colleagues are going through danger. Everybody is weeping and crying. They say they will not pay salary again. You just know you don't have a problem. You don't know how. It's a gift working in your life. If you now know that this thing is a gift, then anytime there is a difficult situation, you start waiting on God. You start praying. You start hoping. You start becoming sensitive because you know the gift can come on at any time. And the moment the gift comes, you now know that is the gift. How do you think we minister? There are times when you come for a meeting and the first people that greet you are sick people. They put them in front so that you can't escape them. And as you are preaching, you get to a level where rest just comes. You just know they are healed. Then you now say, this message I'm preaching to show you the effectiveness. You now enter lecture. So there are 2 ways of showing the efficacy of a message. Number 1 is through the exegetical correctness. That means you can trace it is theologically correct. The second way is by power. So now that I'm done teaching, let me demonstrate. They will look at you and say, Kai, this man has stature. No, it's the gift of faith. You knew they will be healed. And now that you know, anything you want to, you can say, how did Paul put this handkerchief on. That's how the gift of faith works. But if you didn't know that anytime this rest comes in the face of circumstance is the gift of faith, you will have that rest. You will still not know what to do. But if you have that rest and you know this is how the gift of faith works, then you become bold. So If I don't have money, and I naturally should be anxious, but suddenly I find peace, I know that, oh, faith has switched on. I'll now say, money, come. And the money will come. It doesn't matter where I am, because now I know the signal. The moment the signal comes, I know nothing can be impossible, because that's how the gift of faith works. It makes you to become effective in kingdom engagement. There are many Christians that the only gift they have is the gift of faith, but they don't know the sign. So they are in a plane, they are driving, there is danger, they have peace, they don't know. And because they don't know what to say. They now join people crying. They are in a city, there is famine. People are crying for food, they have peace. But they didn't know that that sign is gift of faith. They join everybody crying. What you should do that time is to prophesy. My own resources come from heaven. I cannot lack. I cannot want. I am abundant. Walking in abundance. And people are looking at you. Why? I know the gift of faith has switched on. And so anything I do will work. That's how the gift of faith works. Finally, transport. When a man is operating by faith, he can enter into the economy of bilocation and translocation. Genesis 5:24. We saw the life of Enoch. It said Enoch walked with God and was not, because God took him. It was in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 5. We now understood that it was faith at work. It said by faith. So Enoch's translation was by faith. So the fourth way the gift of faith works is by translocation. So if you are in a situation where the words don't come for you to declare, if you are in a situation where what you need does not come supernaturally, and if you are in a situation where you cannot be preserved supernaturally, then you'll be carried away. That's how the gift of faith works. So the first three preserves you inside the crisis, but the fourth one takes you away from the crisis. So the way men will be caught up is by the operation of the gift of faith. Even rapture, when rapture comes, all of us will receive that impartation and will be caught up. Many times, you see people functions like that. And Enoch's life is a graphic example. Hebrews 11:5, it says, by faith, Enoch was what? Translated. So the gift of faith engenders translation. You just know that you can't die in this circumstance. You just know that this poverty can't kill you. You just know that this accident, you won't die here. The faith is too strong. So if the car does not stop, you will leave the car. That's how the faith works. So it's either you are preserved in the circumstance through a proclamation, through provision, or through supernatural preservation, or you are caught up. And so the car is damaged, but you are walking out. And they say, what happened? I shifted. By faith, Enoch was what? Translated. This is how Elijah. Why do you think Elijah talks to everybody and nobody could do anything to him? The gift of faith was provoking translations in his life. In 1 Kings 18 verse 10 to 12, when Obadiah came to him, he said, go and tell the king I will come. He said, I'm not going anywhere. Please, listen. I have fed 7,000 prophets. Don't allow me die like this. Please, follow me. He said, no, I'm coming. He said, no, I know that if I turn, the Spirit of God will carry you. So they knew that translocation was normal for Elijah. But that was the gift of faith at work. See, you will not die in that accident. If that gift of faith turns on, the car can come to the edge of the cliff. The two tires will be down, but the car will stop until you come out. And if the car doesn't stop as it's falling, something will carry you from the car. You will just find yourself standing on the road. The kidnappers kidnapped everybody in the bus. The gift of faith didn't come for you to declare, I will not die. You were hoping and wishing that that word will come and you will say, I will not die, but the word didn't come. You were hoping that somehow soldiers will come out from somewhere and nothing happened. By the time it gets red and it looks as if it's over, suddenly you find yourself sitting in the middle of the road. And they say, how did you get here? I don't know. I was carried. That's how the gift of faith works. By all means, it must deliver you from the problem. And when it's done, the excellence is that you will have supernatural rest. You will not be perturbed. There will be no anxiety. Hear me. One of the most important gifts that you must have is the gift of faith. One gift that insists that you must be preserved is the gift of faith.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. We truly appreciate you taking the time to be here. We hope you found the content valuable and that it sparked some ideas for how you can level up in your own life. If you take what you've learned here and start applying it, we truly believe you can see real changes. Whether it's improving your skills, achieving your goals, or simply getting inspired to take action, the power to transform your life is in your hands. Remember, the small steps you take today can lead to huge results tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and what you plan to apply. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more content like this. We've got so much more coming that could really help you on your journey, so stay tuned. Thanks again for being part of this community, and we'll see you in the next video. Keep going, keep growing, and take care.